This is part 3 of our 3-part series, Fish, Herbs, and Vegetables. We are out to help the local community. So I'm not just growing this stuff for myself. We're actually growing it to feed 10 different families struggling inside the community. And our goal at UGS is to make sustainable living gardens everywhere across the country so people are not hungry anymore and they have a healthy source of eating, not just going to a food pantry and eating carbohydrates and GMO foods and canned foods that are absolutely poisonous for people. We are out to make America and the world healthy again. So let's go over some of our stuff that we decided to make in the garden here. Right here is your carrots. They're starting to come in. Carrots required to go down deep inside the soil. First time I've grown carrots here. It's probably not deep enough. I'll probably get shorter carrots, but anyway, we're gonna have some carrots. This is broccoli. We decided to go some broccoli. It's grown. It's actually outgrowing our hoop house, and it's coming along quite well. Over here is kale, which is one of my favorite vegetables to eat. I love kale. It's very good for you. We'll go over all the nutritional values of the kale and every single vegetable that we're growing here. Over here is our radishes that we harvested already, and they were absolutely delicious. We actually took the leaves from the radish and we made it into a pesto. 90% of them came out pretty good. Some of them were not fully grown, so we decided to transplant them into another area around the house, and they came out really good. We're going to be distributing them to a lot of those different radishes to a lot of different local folks that love radishes, because I will not eat them all, and neither will Diana. This is our middle hoop house. This is our second one that we built. Ariana Lopez helped us build this hoop house, and she's going to be building one actually within the next 2 weeks at her own house. So right here was the dill. We started cutting some of the dill, which you could see Diana doing that in the video, and we actually dehydrated it. So we're going to dehydrate it, put it inside mason jars. You can use it as you want. It'll stay good up to about a year, I was told online. I don't know. I never dehydrated it before, but it's my first time doing it. Over here, this is my cilantro. Absolutely love cilantro. It's not for everybody, but I love salsa. I can make a homemade salsa, put it over my chicken, and OMG, is that freaking good. Over here is our parsley, but that's coming along pretty well. And our 2 other beds were they didn't take very well. I think it's because of the soil, and the soil wasn't that rich. I hired somebody to come over here and do the soil for me, and guess what? I'll never do that again. Make your own compost, do your own soil, make sure everything's done right. Sometimes when you hire people, they don't really care. So, we have some corn growing here that we germinated. The corn's in here temporarily. It's not going to be here permanently. I'm going to rototill some of the inside of the garden, and we're going to be planting corn inside the garden, because the deer here will come along and they'll eat everything. Say, oh, food, you're going to feed me again, because I always feed them corn. So no, this corn is for me, dear. Sorry, Bambi. Let's go into our next garden. Okay, here is a great example of what really happens out in the field. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, everything came out picture perfect. Well, it doesn't. You're going to have ants. You're going to have different insects inside your garden. You got to do some research and see what works. Well, I did some research, because we had, I kid you not, over 1 million ants in here, beetles and all kinds of bugs I'd never seen before that had eyes the size of ET. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It was the only hoop house that had it. So we did some research, and everybody says ants hate cayenne pepper. So I went inside my cabinet, got some cayenne pepper. We sprinkled it around, and guess what? Everywhere we put the cayenne pepper, the ant number have decreased about 98% already. 98%. As you can see, there's no cayenne pepper right here. They're still here. Well, I'm gonna take care of them little guys. They're gonna get a little bit of hot sauce up their butts, and they're not gonna be happy ants in their little happy little ant home in my garden. They're gonna go somewhere else. The beets are coming out beautifully. We got some salad growing right here, some lettuce growing, coming up beautiful. Peas, squash, and I believe string beans. Everything's coming out pretty well. Eventually I'm gonna have to take off the hoop house when it gets too hot. Even though I love it, I'm gonna have to take it off. That's why I designed a hinged hoop house. I could either take it off completely, or what I could do is I could put a thermostat control in here that will tell me, give me an alarm when the temperature gets and the humidity gets to a certain level. We can come out and open up manually. This is our inside germination, one of our inside germination stations that we're growing moringa. We're growing holy basil. I just literally planted this seed. You saw me on the film, do it less than 3-4 days ago. And look at they're already starting to come up, which is great. Excellent. I love holy basil. I drink it every day in my tea, and it's really good for you. Have a heat mat here. We have multiple heat mats that we use for germinating, to heating up the soil to the correct temperature, keep everything nice and warm. And then we use the inside grow lights during the day to give it optimal light that it requires for growing. I forgot to mention something to you guys. This is reishi. It's a mushroom. Super, super powerful. They're studying about this mushroom because they're doing research about cancers. It fights cancers, tumors. It requires certain conditions to grow it, and we're going to do that. We're going to talk about that in another segment.